Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is going to be a super fun webinar. My name is Carrie with From Seed to Spoon, and I am joined today by one of my friends, Lannie with Gingerfoot Garden. And
Hello.
Lannie is out in Maryland, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And you're in Zone 7 as well, too, right?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Well, yeah,
It's
I'm in Oklahoma in Zone 7 as well. So that's awesome.
yeah.
It's like we're
Yeah, it
together.
feels great in here right now. Yes. The weather is
Awesome.
getting
Yeah.
more perfect.
Yeah, the weather's been so amazing here. We had a cold front come through because
Mm-hmm.
it was like 90s to 100s. And then suddenly, this like last week, it suddenly has dropped and it's been amazing. I love it.
Yes. 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 I was feeling the same way. I was like, oh, I wish it would rain because I can see the grass were like turning brown, and I'm like, this is not good. We need rain. So I was really thankful when we got rain as well.
Yeah, we actually had rain last night here in Oklahoma. It was great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But so the beauty of what we're talking about today, though, no matter what the weather is like outside, you can do microgreens all year long. That's probably
That is so true.
because I can do it whenever it is snowing outside or if it is just
Mm-hmm.
extremely hot and I don't want to be outside, I can grow microgreens. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, really, I
Mm-hmm.
can do microgreens at any time. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and they're so cute too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to pop mine. Let's see. Here's mine right here. Ooh. So this is what we're going to be talking
Oh
about today.
my goodness.
Microgreens.
That looks
They
amazing.
smell really good too. These are broccoli ones.
I
It
bet.
smells really good.
Oh, oh my. Mm.
I would absolutely love to hear from all of you guys, where you guys are from and where you're joining us from. I see that we had somebody from Alaska. That's awesome. I love it. And
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you can
nice.
you can grow microgreens all year long too. So that's great.
Yeah. I was gonna say microgreens is gonna be perfect for
Yeah,
Alaska.
absolutely. Yeah. Do it anytime. Well, I am super happy that you guys are all joining us here today. And as we're going through and talking, please feel free to go through and pop any questions that you may have into the chat. And I have helpers behind the scenes that can pop up questions for us. So that way we can answer them in real time as well. And then at the very end of the webinar, we're going to be giving away a free microgreens kit so you can do your own microgreens from Park Seed. It's going to be everything you need to get started. So they're full microgreens setup. And also a year of premium access to the From Seed to Spoon mobile app, which is amazing. It'll help walk you through growing your own food and all of that.
Those are an amazing price.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be super excited because that's my favorite microgreen setup by
Mm-hmm.
far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here I'm gonna pop this up before and we can start chatting about microgreens. It's exciting. So yes, so this is what I was talking about, the microgreens collection that we're giving away. So it's in the tray and the cover, everything that you need for that, and the seed starter that you can use to start your microgreens, and then several microgreens seed packs. So it'll be awesome. So make sure you guys are commenting over here and chatting with us, and that way you guys will be entered to win. So, first of all, I just wanted to chat a little bit about why you would be interested in growing microgreens. I know it's something that is unique that not a lot of people have done before. Maybe you guys have, which is awesome. Maybe you haven't before and you are just now diving into it and thinking about it. But microgreens are a fantastic way to add a lot of vitamins and minerals into your diet. Super easy, just by a couple weeks, honestly. Like yours, it's so quick. you just go through and plant out these seeds, and within a couple weeks you have, that. And it's amazing because all of those vitamins and everything are like right there in that tiny little plant. So you don't have to wait for it to get full size. You can pop it in and eat them however you want. We have some suggestions for how to eat them best later on as well. But yeah, microgreens are just a super, super easy and nutritious way to add a lot of vitamins into your diet. And it's something that you can do all year long, like Lannie and I were chatting about earlier. You can do it no matter what the weather is like, which is awesome. So yeah, I definitely think that if you aren't growing microgreens now, you definitely need to try it. Again, it's just super simple, easy to do.
Yes, and I think I can speak for that for one of the people that I don't know why I haven't really exactly tried microgreens, but I'm excited to do the first setup. Excited.
Yeah. So we're going to show my microgreens that I've been growing for a couple weeks, and then Lannie's going to actually go through and get her microgreens all set up. So that way you guys can see and walk through with us exactly how to go about doing it. So it's super easy to get started. You don't necessarily have to have a grow light or anything like that. If you have a sunny window, you can grow in that. I don't necessarily have a fantastic sunny window that gets enough sun. So I always put my microgreens underneath a grow light. But really all you need is just some sort of tray, container to put your microgreens in, plant them out. That's really all you need. It is super, super simple. Are reds the beets? Okay, which ones? So there's different ones. As you can kind of see in these pictures right here, actually. So I have some of the most common microgreen varieties. So yes, there are some beets that are going to be red sprouts, and then also some radish and Swiss chard sprouts. Those microgreens can have some reddish and purple tinges to them too. And definitely, this is not the be all and end all list. I have a bunch of these ones, and then I have another slide right after this too of a couple more. But these ones are some of the more common ones that people grow. And I know people were asking beforehand whenever they registered, they're asking about what some of the more common varieties were to grow and which ones tasted more mellow. So I tried to include some of those. Now, arugula is definitely not one that I would call a mellow flavor, but if you like the flavor of arugula, you will like the flavor of the microgreen arugula. But I will say Swiss chard and radish and broccoli, spinach, lettuce, all of those super mellow flavored. They're really good ones, and they add really good flavor to a lot of things. But really, you can grow pretty much anything as microgreens, which is, again, the beauty of microgreens. If you have a whole bunch of leftover seeds, like you can really just do that too. So there's a lot of lots and lots and lots of options. So I did want to mention a lot of those ones that we just talked about are ones that once you grow and you harvest them, that's going to be it for them pretty much. But there are a few varieties that you can actually, they're called cut and grow again, to where you can actually plant them out and then harvest them, and then they can grow back if you still take care of them and do all that. So some of these ones are some of those, the cut and grow again ones. So any sort of beans and peas, you can do that with. Basil, which is awesome. You can actually add the flavor of basil to like sandwiches and wraps and all of that. Just by having little microgreens, it's awesome. And then kale and lettuce, cilantro, all of those are going to be really good ones that you can cut and grow again. So I wanted to make sure I touch base on that because that is a common question. I feel like people have a lot is if I harvest them, are they done? So it just kind of depends on what it is you're growing and how you take care of it after.
That is so good to know.
Okay, so I thought what we could do is, Lannie, I thought we could pull up your microgreens kit that you have and go through and get it started and show everybody what to do.
Yeah, so I have so I have right here, this is the kit that I have, and according to Carrie, this is the medium size, and I have some seeds in here. I have the microgreen seeds, which has 200 seeds, and what is this one? The microgreens rainbow mix, beets, and what's the last one? The Swiss chard. These are pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome. So this was
and also I have the seed starting mix.
Yeah, so this came with everything all together. So Park Seed has all these available, like all of the supplies that you need to get started, essentially. So it's awesome. If you guys are just getting started, make sure you check out those collections because they're really simple to get started with. It gives you everything, everything that she just showed you. It all comes with that. So I had Lannie go ahead and pre-moisten the mix. So whenever we go through and plant out that soil mix, that espoma seed starting mix, it comes dry, obviously, because they can't ship wet ones. So I had Lannie go through and pre-moisten it. So that's what I would always recommend for you guys to do is just to get the soil moist before you go about putting it in the tray and all of that. So let Lannie go ahead and pop in some soil.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have this one here. I actually repurposed a container just to pre-moisten the soil. And actually I'm gonna move this one right here.
Right.
And don't know if you guys can see it. You can see it, right? I hope you can.
Can see it perfect. Oh, except I mean, there we go.
Yep. You want me to get started?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's.
Yeah. So basically, just putting the soil. Is that right?
Yep. That's what we're doing. So this is Lannie's first time doing microgreens too, so it's exciting.
Yes.
Where a lot of you guys are actually, which is awesome.
So the key is definitely pre-moistening the soil. Otherwise, it's gonna be harder. And I'm so glad actually that Carrie had given me the instruction to do it because earlier it took me a good couple of minutes to do it, but once the soil is pre-moistened, it should be a lot easier to do it.
Yeah, I made that mistake one time and I put the seed starter mix into the tray first and it took a really long time to actually like go through and moisten it because all the water kept going to the bottom and I was kept having to mix it all.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the best way is to have the soil ready to go and put it into the tray.
Yeah, because usually seed starting mix when they get dry, they become like hydrophobic. So yeah. So question for you, like how thick would you recommend the soil to be?
So I would add a little bit more soil to that and leave probably about an inch or two off of the top for it to grow.
Okay. So I'm definitely gonna add a little bit more because like if I practice, it probably will be like it's not gonna be a whole lot. All right.
Yeah, you don't need it to.
Can I leave the rest to
just
cover
the microgreens? So they aren't going to have that much root system. So it's fantastic. Yeah, the biggest thing.
I'm excited about the.
Yeah, the biggest thing I would make sure to do is just to make sure that it is flat, because it'll make it a lot simpler whenever you go about harvesting if it's flat and you can just cut straight across or with scissors or a knife or something like that. So if you have that soil completely flat, it makes it a lot easier.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Oops. This is fun.
I know. I love growing microgreens. It's so much fun. It's so rewarding too. And they just grow so fast. Like it's always shocking. I always go in like a day.
So Another question for you. Have you ever tried, starting something as microgreens and then transplanting them to grow outside or something?
I haven't actually, but that's an interesting idea. I have grown microgreens outside before. Like in the
Mm-hmm.
springtime, I will plant things like super dense. Like I will plant an entire
Mm-hmm.
like pot
Mm-hmm.
outside of microgreens, and then I can harvest them like at any stage. And I do go through and I harvest and I leave some plants for them to grow to become full size. So I've done that before, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't ever like
Mm-hmm.
transplanted from indoors outside after that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it reminds me a little bit of dense planting densely.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we do that a lot because we don't want to waste space, and we like to eat things at
Mm-hmm.
pretty much every
Mm-hmm.
stage of, especially greens and things like that. We like to eat it at like every stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I love like the
Mm-hmm.
baby like kale and all of that. Like they're so good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Awesome.
after this, am I right? We're gonna be adding the seeds.
Yes.
So okay. So I want to try the microgreens
So you
rainbow
have a few
mix.
different varieties of it. So what I would
Mm-hmm.
recommend
Mm-hmm.
doing is to kind
Okay.
of divide up the soil areas within there
Okay.
and kind of have like a line of one, a line of another. But I mean, it's truly up to you. Some people choose to mix them all up together. So that way you have like different colors
Mm-hmm.
popping up different places.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes like they grow at a little bit different rate. They're all going to grow similarly, so it's not going to be super difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, totally up to you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to do like layers.
Okay. Yeah, and whenever you're going through and planting them, I mean, really just sprinkle super dense, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll want to do a lot of seeds because you're gonna have. I mean, honestly, here's mine. If you guys can see, like each one of these was a seed, so you can see how dense I
Mm-hmm.
planted. Let's see.
Okay.
So we have a
Okay. So
question.
that's the idea.
Are the seeds from microgreens same as the other seeds you plant in the veggie garden? Yes. So you can plant like pretty much anything. So like I was saying earlier too, if you have extra seeds that you didn't use in the
Mm-hmm.
garden, absolutely go ahead and use that and plant dense and use those as microgreens. Um, a lot of the times the microgreen seeds that you'll see are just specific ones who have like a whole bunch of seeds together just to make it a little bit easier for you. Sometimes they put together like different varieties of things that mesh really well together for growing microgreens. But truly, it's all of the same as all of the other seeds that you plant in the garden.
Yeah, I guess the mix or the ones that are specifically sold as rainbow mix and as mixes, I guess the beauty of them is you got a little bit of everything in
Exactly.
just one packet. Yeah. And
Exactly.
actually I want to piggyback a little bit on what you said earlier about the about seeds. What you have mentioned earlier was chives was one of the microgreens that you can grow, right?
Yeah.
The onions and chives, they're among the seeds that you really can't store it for too long for some reason. So it's good to use them in microgreens. So
Yeah.
it's a wonderful idea.
And I love that taste too. So. Okay. So I see a question from Sue. Can you do amaranth? Amaranth. Yes, you can.
Oh,
Absolutely. I mean,
mm,
you can pretty much do anything. I mean, that's the beauty of microgreens too. I love it. But yes, those ones, I mean, and those ones are ones too. I know we got questions earlier about what ones are like the red color. And these ones would be like another like really pretty one. They would be like red and pink. They would be really pretty and they would be super tasty too. Also, after you harvest, can you reuse that soil? Absolutely. Yes. So actually, these microgreens that I grew right here was in soil that I used from my previous set of microgreens that I did as well. But you can use them several times. typically after you use them, I mean, I'd say like 4 or 5 times or so, you probably want to switch out just to get fresh. But I mean, really, you can keep reusing it, and it worked really well for me. Yeah, and you don't need to pop in any compost or fertilizers or anything like that. To everything grows super fast, and all the nutrients are just going to be in the seeds itself. You're all good. Okay, where's the best place to order microgreen seeds in bulk? Well, I am partial to Park Seed, obviously, but they have a lot of different varieties of microgreens too, and different mixes. Like they have like this rainbow mix too, which I love. They have all sorts of different types of microgreens. So they have the rainbow, they have one that's called this Old Mexico mix. They have like a lettuce greens mix. Lots of different ones that are available. We'll pop a link over here for those. So, and also, so if you guys win this free microgreens kit, it'll come with some seeds, and you guys can try out and see what your favorite ones are too. Okay, have you used hemp mats for microgreens? I personally have not, but I have heard really good things about them, and I really want to give them a try. So that is definitely on my list of things to try. Maybe somebody else in the chat can pop up if they have used those hemp mats before. Oh, looks like somebody did. So have used hemp mats but had trouble with mold. Well, so what I would recommend if you do have any issues with mold or anything like that is having a fan set up next to your microgreens area. I don't know about you, Lannie, but that's something that I do a lot in like my seed starting areas indoors to prevent mold and fungus and gnats and all of that. I always have a fan going.
Yeah. With mine, honestly, with seedlings, I don't know if it could apply to microgreens, but I like adding a little bit of man, I forgot the no, it's that vermiculite. Sprinkle a little bit on top to help diminish that. I don't know. It has worked for me.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I haven't done that. I have done this before. The peroxide looks like. Yes, I have done that whenever I have any issues on the top of the soil before. Is spray a mixture of peroxide with water on the top.
Yeah, just don't overdo it.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's like a mixture of like 9-to-1 water. I'm pretty sure that's the ratio. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the ratio.
I think so too.
So Maya wants to know what's the best soil to use. So I love the Espoma seed starting mix. That works super well. Also, you can use just like coconut coir too to do microgreens. Those are probably both of my two favorites. Okay, do we have it all planted out?
So I have sprinkled them. What's the next step?
Okay, awesome. Do you want to show us how dense or how it looks here? Okay, cool.
It's kind of difficult to see.
We can see. Yeah, that was
sorry, there you go.
Yeah, perfect. So you can see how dense she planted those out, and those microgreen kits come with exactly the amount of seeds that you need, which is awesome. Perfect. So now what we do is we're going to go through and sprinkle just a little bit of soil on top of it, just to barely get it covered. I don't necessarily I don't do a whole bunch at all because you want them coming right up. I would just sprinkle just barely enough to cover those seeds. And then Kim was wanting to know, how do you water the microgreens? So this is a great question. Once I have them planted out, you can do two things. So there's two things that I do. I can go through. So on here, whenever I need to water these, I take like a little pourer and I just come into the corners here and add a little bit of water down here. I also have a spray bottle that I use to go through if they just need a little bit of water. So like typically like at the stage that Lannie's at right here, after I get that layer of soil on right there, I'll go through and like use a spray bottle and just moisten the soil on top just a little bit. But yeah, you can add just a little bit of soil, like, or a little bit of water down here on the soil, just from the bottom. And then you can also spray bottle. But you won't really have to water these a lot at all. That's the amazing part.
Okay, another question. How long would the microgreen like that would stay?
How long? I'm
like,
sorry, what was that?
Stay as is. Like, how long would it last? The microgreens that you have right now.
Oh,
would it get any bigger?
Yeah, I can let these get bigger if I want to. But I can also go ahead and harvest these as well too. I was kind of waiting to harvest a lot of these because I wanted to have these to show you guys. But yeah, I'm probably going to be coming through and starting to harvest these and taking them for my meals. And the beautiful thing too is that I can just like chop these, take what I want and then leave them. I don't necessarily have to harvest all of them at once. I can just take whatever I want to eat for that meal, which is great. And I can continue to let them grow. It's great.
Awesome. Well, I probably should grab a sprayer. I'll probably do that later.
Sounds good. Yeah. And then, so what I do after this stage right here is go ahead and put the lid on too. And that lid is going to help keep it moist. I mean, honestly, I hardly ever have to water, especially at this stage, because the soil was pre-moistened. And then I do spray bottle just a little bit on top. When I put that lid on, it keeps it moist for a very long time. I don't think I had to water mine until like maybe like a week later, especially because I had that lid on. But I kept the lid on until they were about like this big or so. And then I took the lid off so I could lower the light. And yeah, I know. That's super simple, right? I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, it's super simple. I'm very excited. I don't know why it took me forever to try this.
Well, I'm excited to see updates too. Hopefully you post some updates and show your microgreens growing and see how it goes.
Absolutely. I'll definitely be posting it.
Awesome.
Yeah, right now I can't do toast because I'm on a diet. But I'm making a lot of soups and broths and things like that, and microgreens will be perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as we're talking about things that we're going to use it for, I thought, let's pop up this slide. Honestly, I mean, again, the possibilities are endless to what you can use microgreens for. Just like Michelle was asking, it looks like. So there's a lot of things that I use it for, including things like salads. Obviously, I mean, that's an easy given one is salads, but also things like wraps. I have 2 different style wraps up here that I've made. And then also in omelets, super easy, or just adding to scrambled eggs even.
Wow.
And then I have another one down here, which is the kids' favorite, which is mac and cheese. So I do like a homemade mac and cheese, and then I add, and actually the broccoli microgreens are their favorites. And I add the broccoli microgreens into the homemade mac and cheese. The kids just devour it. They love it. So, I mean, truly, you can add it to anything and everything, which is great. Okay, Martha wants to know,
That's so awesome.
do they keep in the refrigerator after cutting? Yeah, so I've actually done that before. I know I was saying like you can harvest just what you need to use at that time, but you can also just go ahead and harvest all of it if you want to go ahead and get like a fresh batch started or have it start to grow again. You can absolutely just harvest them all. And then what I do is once I harvest them is I go through and so whenever I harvest them, I take either a knife or scissors and I come through and I just cut them off. and then I will wash them in the sink and then put them, like I'll wrap them up into like a paper towel, just to kind of get the excess moisture off of it, and then put it into a Ziploc baggie. And then it'll last in the fridge just like other greens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Kim wants to know, once you've harvested them, does the remaining cut stems grow into new plants? So yeah, let me hop back. Let's see, here we go. So Kim, these ones right here are gonna be what's called the cut and grow again microgreen varieties. So these are ones that once you harvest them, they will continue to grow back. But other ones that you do won't necessarily do this. So once you harvest them, they're gonna be all done with. So that is a great question, and one that I get a lot. So Lannie, what are you most excited about for the microgreens? What are you going to use them for?
Well, I'm definitely going to be using them for soups, and I think stir fry. I think microgreens are one of the most perfect looking garnish for food, and they're just absolutely nutritious. Like little things, but packed with minerals. And like I said, I don't know why it took me forever to try microgreens.
Yeah, you'll be amazed to find like how many things you can pop it into. I mean, like I said, like you can put it in any meal at all. You can disguise them in pastas, or add them to salads and sandwiches and wraps. And I mean, it's just, the possibilities are endless. I love it. So are Cantaloupe Greens any different? I actually have not done Cantaloupe Greens before myself. I don't see how they would be any different than anything else that you grow. I mean, honestly, they're all going to be about the same by going through. But yeah, I haven't heard of people using cantaloupe seeds before. I don't think that's one that is traditionally done. Yeah. Anybody else?
I could imagine it tasting like squash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just not one that I've ever seen before. So yeah. Let's see. Do you use grow lamps? So yes, I do. I pop mine underneath a grow light. Let's see if I can pop up a picture real quick of my setup that I have. So this is my setup that I have. It's actually in my laundry room, so it doesn't have any windows. So I have a grow light set up right overhead of my microgreens. Now you don't necessarily need to have a grow light over top of it. If you have a sunny window or something like that, you can just feel free to do that. What's your plan, Lannie? Are you putting yours under a grow light or in a sunny window?
I'll put it in a grow light. They're actually full right now, but I'll make space because I'm growing some seedlings for the fall, so they're a little bit full right now. But I'll find a space. I'll move things around.
Awesome. Okay. Well, do we have any other questions? Okay. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them up. And then, so I wanted to mention too, so if you guys do have questions, make sure you try out GrowBot. GrowBot is actually, we have GrowBot available as a standalone app now. So if you go into the Apple App Store and search for GrowBot, you'll find GrowBot. And GrowBot will—
That's amazing.
Yeah, GrowBot will answer any questions, gardening questions that you have. It's pretty incredible. I love it. Yeah, and you can make sure—
That's really awesome.
Yeah, make sure everybody checks it out. It is available for free for download. Yeah. And it'll answer any questions. So, giveaway time. We'll go through and give away one of the Parks Microgreens collection, and then also a free year of the premium From Seed to Spoon subscription. And the winner is Scully. It's me, is what they're telling me. We can pop that up on the screen. Congratulations. What you need to do.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's exciting. What you need to do is email us at info@seedtospoon.net. And that way we can get you all set up for your premium version, and then also get your address so we can send you out your microgreens collection so you can grow these. It's exciting.
Yes.
Yep, very exciting. I love it. Well, Lannie, thank you so much for joining us today. This was super fun.
Thank you.
I love it, and I look forward
thank
to
you.
seeing updates with your microgreens and see how they go. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited. I'm definitely gonna be posting it on my Instagram account.
Awesome. And that's at Gingerfoot Garden. I see in your name right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody make sure you guys follow Lannie, and she does amazing videos and stuff like that too. So make sure you guys check her out.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it'll be exciting. Before I let you all go, I want to make sure that I let you know too, there is a Wow Wednesday deal for Park Seed that is for seed starting too. And they have a biodome. It's 40% off right now, which is awesome. I know it's perfect for indoor seed starting. I love our biodome. I use it all the time. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that because the Wow Wednesday deal is amazing today. So definitely check that out. Yeah. So I think it's
definitely. I think one time I bought like 11 bags of fertilizer because of Wow Wednesday. I was like, I can't miss this thing.
I know. I love Wednesday. I'm always like, ooh, what's it gonna be today? Exciting. So I always look forward to those ones that are really good ones. So yeah, we do all sorts of, like, every Wednesday is different. So yeah, this one, because it's indoor seed starting time for a lot of people, and also just getting ready for spring too. So it's the perfect time to go about doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, and make sure you guys, if you are interested in growing your own microgreens, make sure you guys check out the microgreens collections that Park has too. They have everything that you need all in one collection too, or you can just buy what you want separate as well too. They have like the seeds and everything that you need, which is amazing, and that's always my go-to place. So thank you guys. If one of you guys can add a link for GrowBot for Sue over here, we'll pop that in for you so you can go check it out. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. I really appreciate you guys joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to continue to add them into the questions, and I'll come back in and try to answer too as we go through. And also, if you guys have questions, check out GrowBot too, because GrowBot will give you answers immediately, 24 hours a day, which is awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And again, make sure you guys check out Lannie so you can follow her journey with her first time growing microgreens.
Yeah. All righty.
Well,
it's been a pleasure joining you in this one. It's really fun.
Awesome. Well, great.
See you.
Well, we will see y'all later.